Hello and welcome to the Three Musketeers, the sibling podcast that understands your Disney addiction. I'm Jared.
I'm Emily.
Obviously, as you guys can tell, we have one Mouseketeer that is missing. That is Amanda. She is not with us tonight, but Emily and I decided that we were going to do something a little bit different than what we had planned. Uh, we are going to talk about what you can do outside of the Disney parks. So, just typical things that you would be able to still have some Disney magic in your life, but not necessarily have to go to the parks for. So, Emily, let's talk about some of these options. What's one that you want to talk about first?
I think the biggest one that is at Disney that most people think of is Disney Springs. So I figured we could start out with that since I guess you could spend the most time doing it.
Yeah, there is a lot that you can do at Disney Springs for sure. What's probably the best one that you think of whenever you think of Disney Springs?
Well, obviously shopping.
Well,
They
obviously.
they have the really big World of Disney store and then just a bunch of stores, like regular stores as well, not just Disney stores. They have a lot of really good restaurants. They also have some of the things you don't necessarily think of. They have a bowling alley, a movie theater. There's also, Jared and I were discussing, they have Cirque du Soleil there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, see, I didn't even realize that it was there
Yeah.
until we started talking about the topic on pre-pro. But yeah, I maybe I did hear about it at some point and it just never registered for some reason. Because
Probably.
I very rarely go to Disney Springs. I'm gonna be honest. Whenever I'm at Disney, I'm usually in the parks.
Yeah, see, I typically will go like once per trip and not necessarily for a full day, but maybe just like in the evening or something like that. But yeah, there's a lot to do at Disney Springs. And of course, we are saying all this stuff like pre-pandemic. I'm not a hundred
Right.
percent sure what exactly. I know Disney Springs is open. I just don't know that Cirque du Soleil and things like that are running, but we're
Yeah, I
mostly speaking
doubt
like
that
normal
it is.
times. Yeah.
Right. Because eventually we will go back to the normal way of life and
Right.
hopefully Disney goes back to having everything that they had. I know that's kind of a pipe dream to say that they're going to have everything, but we'll see whenever the time comes.
I think it'll
Um,
happen.
I mean, there's a lot of restaurants at Disney Springs that
Oh
are
yeah.
very good. Uh,
Really good. And just Disney Springs is just a really cool place anyway. It had been a while since I had been. And then on the last trip I went and they've changed so much and it's expanded. Like you could spend a full day at Disney Springs and not see everything, I feel like.
I don't know, maybe. I know I went last trip in October and I only did one thing there, and that was eat at Chef Arts. So
Oh, okay. Well,
So
there's tons to
Chef
do
Art
besides
Smith's
that, though.
Homecoming is the restaurant I'm talking about if you're not familiar, but that place is amazing. I
I've heard.
absolutely love the food. Um,
Yeah, I've
everything I
heard
had
it's
there
good.
was delicious. So
Disney Springs does have some of the, I would say, like some of the top restaurants at Disney, and they're typically a little easier to get reservations at too. So, pro tip there.
there you go. What else is at Disney Springs? They have the hot air balloon.
Yeah, the hot air balloon, which is really cool. It gives you a really cool view of, you know, Disney World.
Everything,
Yeah, really
basically.
everything. There's also amphicars.
Okay. Talk about that a
Yeah.
little bit. I'm not really familiar with that.
So there's a restaurant there. I haven't done the amphicars. I think the restaurant's called the Boathouse. And they just have cars that there's someone you don't get to drive them. They have a driver, but you pay to like go on a ride in them and they go in the water. It's like a boat, but it looks like a car. Pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I know
Yeah,
what they are then.
amphicars.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't know. The the word didn't register in my head. And yeah, no,
Maybe that's not
I
what
know
they're
what they are
called.
now.
I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. Who knows? They're water cars though.
Water cars. There you go. Yeah, actually I just saw I think they're running maybe because I just saw a video of some people doing it right now. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
so very cool. I didn't realize it was at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so I guess one thing that I didn't necessarily say is that we want to definitely keep everything Disney. So there is a lot of stuff that you can do that's not Disney outside of the parks, obviously.
Yeah.
But we're only going to touch on the Disney aspects of things.
Yeah, and maybe we'll talk about the other stuff you can do in Orlando outside of Disney at some point.
Yeah, and I think that we probably will because that's if like you said, Emily, earlier, if you have an extended trip, especially for
Yeah.
people who are not from the States, if you're coming from overseas and you're spending 2 weeks in Orlando, you're not going to be going to the park every single day. So you might want a little bit of more information on finding out what else you can do in Orlando while you go and spend time in Disney. So
Yeah, I think so.
one of the things that I specifically want to talk about is the swimming pools at the resorts because I spend a lot of time there. Not
Yeah.
only because my daughter loves to go swim, but also because I love to go sit in the hot tub. After
Mm,
a long day in the parks, I definitely want to get in the hot tub.
I agree. Just getting in the pool after a long day at the parks feels really good on your tired muscles.
Yeah,
I should mention the value resorts don't have hot tubs, but they do have really nice pools. So, but I just wanted to mention that.
you can sneak in to other people's
No,
swimming pools
you
so you
cannot.
can get into the hot tubs.
You're gonna get a lifetime ban from Disney if you try
Well,
that.
yeah, probably so. Well, let's be honest. That's if you get caught.
Yeah, but most of the time you have to scan in your magic band to get into the pools now.
Yes, but I mean, people are coming and going all the time, so you can always just kind of find your
Don't
way to weasel in.
don't give people this advice.
I mean, you know me. I give people terrible advice.
Yeah, that is true.
What about some of the restaurants that are at the resorts? Like
Mm.
Ohana specifically. I
Oh
love
yeah.
Ohana. Probably my favorite restaurant at Disney right now.
Yeah, my favorite restaurant at Disney, it's a little bit upscale, but it's the California Grill at the top of the Contemporary. And I mean, you get an amazing view. There's so many good restaurants like all throughout Disney property at the hotels you don't have to have park admission to go to.
Yeah, that's very good. I think that kind of brings us to like just resort hopping
Mhm.
altogether because you can go for lunch somewhere and then dinner somewhere, or even I mean, you can start with breakfast if you want to. I'm not a breakfast person, so I usually don't eat breakfast. But I really like the idea of resort hopping. I've done it a couple times. You start at one place and you ride the monorail, or you go to however you get there. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things to do at the resorts themselves.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And the resorts are such an experience because they're so themed and beautiful. And just like walking around them, you find so much to see and do. So I really love resort hopping. Like Jared said, like you could do the resort hopping on the monorail loop. And my favorite time to do that is Christmas because everything
Yeah.
is decorated. Like the hotels go all out, especially the Grand Floridian. They have a
The Grand
giant,
Floridian is amazing at Christmas time.
yes, they have a gingerbread house that is actually a cookie store as well.
Yeah.
So people are working inside of the gingerbread house and it's all real gingerbread. And it's really special at Christmas time. So I love doing that monorail loop during the holidays.
Yeah. And you bring up another thing completely is the gingerbread houses at all the resorts. So
Yeah.
not only do you get the Christmas decorations, but you also get the gingerbread houses. So
Yeah, and the
those are really
Christmas
fun.
trees too. They all decorate their Christmas trees kind of themed to the resort. So that's something to see in and of itself.
Right. Let's see. I'm trying to go down the list and find some good ones.
What about
Let's
golf?
see. It seems, yeah, it
I
does
could help
seem
you out
like,
there.
yeah, there's a lot of golf that you can do. The only golf course that I've personally seen is at Shades of Green, which is the military resort. For those of you who don't know, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure they have multiple golf courses.
I know that the golf is supposed to be like really, really great at Disney. So if you're a big golfer, I feel like you would maybe want to do that. And I'm sure you can rent clubs. I know like carrying clubs onto a plane would not be great. So I'm sure they probably have clubs to rent. Obviously, look into that yourself, but I'm
Last
sure.
time I checked, they did,
Yeah.
because I thought about playing it whenever I was at Shades of Green at one point. But I mean, like I said, if I'm at Disney, I'm usually in the parks, so I didn't really have
Yeah.
time. But
But
I'm
it's
pretty sure that
great.
they do rent golf courses
Yeah.
or
I'm
golf
sure. Golf
clubs
clubs.
at the courses.
Yeah. It's really great for an extended stay trip or just like think about dads and granddads that maybe want to take like half a day and go and golf. Like
Yeah,
they just spent so much money on this Disney trip for their family. They deserve to treat themselves.
that is true.
There's also mini golf too. I will quickly mention that.
Oh yeah, there is mini golf.
Yeah, which is always fun.
I have not gone. I've
I
wanted
haven't
to.
either.
We should next time we take like a family trip, we should all go and we
That would
should
be
like
fun.
plan that out so it's not like
Yeah,
a last minute decision.
I agree. That would be really fun.
It's actually scheduled and we'll actually do it.
Yeah.
Um, it does seem like there is a lot of stuff to do at Fort Wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's the horseback riding at Fort Wilderness,
I want to do that so bad.
and that's called Cinderella's Ponies, right?
I think so.
I think that's what I saw. Also at Fort Wilderness, there is apparently a blacksmith. I did not know about this.
Wow.
So I need to do a little bit more research on this one specifically because that would be pretty interesting. I do like that.
Yeah, that's really neat. I know as well at Fort Wilderness you can rent golf carts, and a lot of people do that and drive around and see the Christmas decorations, and they do it at Halloween too because all of the campsites will go all out decorating. So people
Really,
will go and rent golf carts and just drive around the campground.
that seems pretty fun.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
I bet kids actually eat that up.
Yeah, definitely.
There's also a Chip and Dale campfire sing along at Fort Wilderness.
Fun.
So if your kids or even you, if you like to sing along with Disney, that might
I would
be,
like it.
yeah, Emily would love it. My daughter would absolutely love it, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, well, what about some of like the water sports? That
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot there too.
There Disney has a lot of lakes. So, you can actually rent boats and I saw that you can rent jet skis, you can tube, ski. Um, we also talked about, didn't you say there's like parasailing or
Yeah,
something?
there's parasailing as well at the
Wow.
Contemporary.
That's pretty cool. I did not I knew about the other water sports, but I didn't know you could parasail. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, along before we move on from the water sports and the boating,
Yeah, go ahead.
you can also have a guided fisherman and you get a pontoon boat. I'm not sure if it's hourly or like for the day or anything like that, but yeah, you get a guided fisherman and you get to go fishing.
I'm sure probably day rates might apply to
Probably.
that. Hourly seems like it might not be a great idea.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
probably like for the day or maybe like a half day or something like that, but it'd be pretty cool to go and fish in Bay Lake and have like the castle view behind you and stuff. That
yeah,
would be a really nice relaxing day.
yeah, I think so too. So I mean, if you're a big fisherman, then definitely check that one out.
Yeah.
Um, so one of the things that I haven't thought about in a long time is the Lego store.
Mm. Yeah, that's the Lego store is pretty cool because it gives, well, I'm sure right now you probably can't touch and play with all the Legos, but
Probably
before you
not.
could, and you could go in there and your kids could kind of like build things. And then on top of that, they have like giant sculptures that like these
Yeah.
Lego artists have built, which are really neat to see.
I'm wondering if they have any like Lego store exclusives for Disney that you can't really get anywhere else. I'm sure they
I don't,
probably do.
yeah, I would think if they're not doing that, they should.
Yeah, they should. And if you're not doing it and you're going to, give me some money, Disney, because that's a great idea if you're not doing it.
They probably are, though.
Um, oh, one of the things that we skipped over for like the water sports, you can rent a canoe.
Oh, that's fun. That's
So
a
you
lot
talked
of
about like
work.
tubing and renting a boat and stuff, but you can
Yeah.
rent a canoe as well. I'm wondering if they have kayaks.
I don't
I
know.
do love to go kayaking, so I will say that. I might have to look into that.
Yeah, I feel like that would be fun. I'd be scared of alligators the whole time, but it would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I live in Houston, so wherever I go kayaking, there's alligators there as well. So
Yeah, but it's Florida. Like, I feel like
I
there's
know, but I mean,
alligators.
yeah, I mean, look, there's alligators here too, and it is one of my most irrational fears.
Yeah.
So trust me, I get it. Uh, have a drink at sing along with the gang at Jelly Rolls Piano Bar.
So that along with Jelly Rolls is on the boardwalk and I've heard great things about Jelly Rolls. I really want to go. Like Jared said, it's a piano bar. It seems really, really cool. And the boardwalk in general, it has stuff for the whole family, but it definitely has more like adult things to do because there's also a bar there called Abracadabar. I've been, it's so much fun. I definitely recommend it. Obviously, just for adults, but for the whole family, you can rent bikes on the boardwalk, like those bikes that are like a cart kind of, and the whole family sits in them. I'm not sure what they're called. They have a name. Do you know what I'm talking
I,
about?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name of them
Okay.
either.
But yeah, you can rent those. There's an ice cream shop, a bakery. You can get pizza on the boardwalk. Like, there's a lot to do. And plus, it's a really pretty view. You're on a boardwalk, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. I have
I. It's been a long time since I've been at the boardwalk.
Oh, you should go, especially at night. It's a lot of fun. They have whenever we were there to go to Abracadabra, they had a magician that was performing like outside on the boardwalk and like getting people from the crowd to come in and be a part of his act and it was really cool. Some of the stuff he was doing, I was like, "Whoa. This
Was it David
guy."
Blaine?
It was basically David Blaine because he was doing some really crazy stuff that was just like blowing people's minds. So it kind of comes to life at night, I feel like.
Interesting. Yeah,
You should go.
I think I was probably a teenager last time I went. In all honesty,
I know they used to have like a teen club out there or something. So,
yeah, I never went.
oh, darn it, you
I'm not a
missed
big
out.
clubber.
But yeah, definitely recommend the boardwalk, Jared. You need to go next time.
Yeah, I should. I mean, really, in all honesty, I need to go and do a lot more things than I typically do.
Yeah, that was
Usually, like I
my
said, I'm in the park and I go to the hot tub, and that's about it.
Yeah. See, I had a goal on not the last trip, but the trip before last. I had a goal to do things that I hadn't done at Disney before. And a lot of those were things that were outside of the park. So I did a
Yeah,
lot, but not nearly as much as I wanted to.
and I think that's a good idea. So, I
Hmm.
mean, we always get stuck in going to do what we absolutely love to do. Like for me, obviously go to Hollywood Studios, ride Tower of Terror
Yeah.
20 times, ride Rock and Roller Coaster at least 10 times. But that takes a lot of time. You're
Yeah.
standing in the line and you ride the rides and then you're on to the next one. But I feel like I would definitely have to go into it knowing that I'm going to do stuff that I typically don't do.
Hmm.
And
And
I would
I
have to plan that out.
Yeah, and I think it's a good idea to do that because then you find things that you love to do. And also, just I find that some of my favorite memories at Disney are doing the more like slow things that are outside of the like hustle and bustle of the park.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it kind of goes to for most people that you want to get out of the crowd, out of,
Hmm.
it's Florida. Most of the time it's hot. So if you can get inside or can do something that's not as, um, I guess in the sun, then
Yeah.
it would probably be a good idea for most people. So
Yeah.
let's see. There's one that is popping out to me. I don't know anything about this, but This seems very interesting. You can send the kids on a pirate adventure. Boat trips for the children depart from the Yacht Club, Port Orleans, Riverside, Caribbean Beach Resort, and the Grand Floridian.
Hmm.
That's pretty interesting.
You just send your kids by themselves?
I don't know. I guess you would
Well,
have to call them and find out.
if so, you put your kids on the boat and you go to Abracadabra or
Yeah,
someplace like that, some adult place.
yeah. And this kind of brings up something that Emily, you and I talked about before we actually started this, in a sense of, you know, do something without the kids. They
Mm-hmm.
have certain uh, places where you can bring the kids in
Yeah.
the resorts, and they'll have like activities and crafts and movies and whatnot. And you can leave the kids there, and you
Yeah.
can go and have a date night or have, lunch somewhere where where you
Right.
don't want to bring the kids because
Yes.
they've been terrible that day or something. Who knows?
I mean, Disney is like a perfect opportunity to have a date away from your children because you know that they're going to be taken care of and you know that they're going to have fun. And so you can just relax and get away for a couple of hours and then go back to your kids and continue making memories with them.
Yeah. Now I don't know what the age limit is,
Yeah, I don't
so I
either.
don't I don't think our parents could drop us off at the kids' activities. But yeah,
Darn it.
you thought I was going the other way, didn't you? But I tricked you.
Yes.
Okay, tennis. You can apparently play tennis at Saratoga Springs, Yacht Club, Fort Wilderness, Contemporary, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Boardwalk, and Old Key West.
Wow,
So if
that's
you're a tennis
way
player,
more. Yeah, that's a lot of places too.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I mean, this kind of goes in along with like the golf theme, right? It's a sport activity that you can do at the Disney parks, or not the parks, but at the resorts, and have a good time. So if you don't play golf, maybe you play tennis and you can go and do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hmm. Oh, here's one specifically for me. Take a nice long nap.
I do you take naps at Disney? Are you a Disney napper?
I have before, but I typically don't. I'm usually in the park all day.
Oh, see, okay, I'm a Disney napper. I love to come back to my hotel in the middle of the day, the hottest part of the day, just take a little like 30, 45-minute nap, get up, get a drink, something like that, go back to the parks for the evening. It's the best. I highly recommend it.
I mean, I think it just depends on the type of person you are.
I'm a
Most
napper.
most people can get like a 15 to 30-minute power nap and be fine. I typically take longer naps, mostly because I don't sleep at night because I have insomnia. So
That's
my
true.
naps usually take a little bit longer than 15 to 30 minutes.
You just got to make yourself get up. It's Disney. You want to go do things.
Yeah. This one kind of ties in along with resort hopping, but you can ride the monorail.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's free. Maybe you have this idea that one of your bucket list items is to ride each color of the monorail. You can try to do that. There's 12 colors.
Fun
Did you know
fact.
that? Yeah. I think we talked about that
I
previously.
That could have been a trivia in our next episode.
Yeah, maybe. But
Too
there's
late.
12 colors. So if you want to ride each color, you can do that without going into the park.
You can also ride the boats as well to go along with the monorails. I feel like sometimes it would be fun, like to just take a boat ride.
Yeah, some people might just like a boat ride. The first time I have actually done a boat ride was the ferry from the TTC to Magic Kingdom, and I actually enjoyed it. It was pretty fun. So I might try to actually go out and do some more of the boating activities once the
Yeah,
pandemic is over and I actually have time to do that.
you should. I really like the boat from, I guess it's Epcot, or maybe it was Hollywood Studios to the boardwalk. I think that's what it was. Hollywood Studios to the boardwalk. It was nice.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
What about some horse-drawn carriage rides?
Oh, that would be really cool.
Let's see. It is at Fort Wilderness or Port Orleans.
Oh, that would be nice at Port Orleans, like along the river. That'd be
It'd make
nice.
for a great date night.
Yes,
Let's see.
definitely.
It shows the rides nightly start at 6 p.m. to 9:30, weather permitting, obviously.
Yeah.
Uh, Seating capacity is 4 adults or 2 adults and 3 children. Looks like it's a 25-minute ride.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
25 minutes.
Mhm.
Nice.
So that's something interesting that I didn't even know existed. But
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't think that I did either. I knew you could ride horses at Fort Wilderness, but I didn't know you could do like a horse-drawn carriage.
Oh, this is interesting. Watch Irish step dancing. I wonder if I don't even know if that's there or not.
Where was that?
Shows music and dancing are part of the entertainment at Downtown Disney's uh,
Now Disney
Raglan Road.
Springs.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. But that
I
just
don't know.
goes along with Disney Springs has a ton of stuff to do. Like you'll
It
constantly
does,
be finding things and different entertainment options.
right? And that might be something interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up and see if it's still there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, there's literally we could go on and on and on with this list. There's so much to do,
Yeah. I just
and
have one more that I want to quickly mention that I don't
yeah,
think
sure,
that
go
we
ahead.
talked about. It is most of the resorts have movies under the stars. So out by their pools, they'll have like a movie screen and every night, or I don't know if it's every night, but they have a schedule. So whenever you check in, you can just ask for the
Yeah, ask the front
schedule.
desk, and
Yeah.
they'll give it to you.
Yeah, and they tell you what movie is playing on what night, and I feel like that's something really cool. You get to watch a Disney movie at Disney outside at your resort, and I think it's cool. It's
Yeah,
free,
I
obviously.
and the kids absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It's something that they always look out for. If it involves the pool, then they're all for it. So watching a movie there is pretty fun. I've caught a couple of them. Uh, haven't watched the whole thing, but yeah, it is pretty fun to go out at night and be able to get
Hmm.
in the pool and watch some Disney movies. That's really fun.
Yeah, I think it's
Um,
really cool.
so we do have a couple comments. Our father, Emily, can we see your shirt?
Oh, sure. It's probably actually my mother. It says, it's my favorite time of the year. My mother in law, Tracy, got it for me last year.
Well, that's funny that you mentioned Tracy because she chimed in as well. And you were so cute. Oh, well,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, Tracy. I appreciate that for
She didn't
leaving me out.
hear it.
But we do have another comment. Slacker T9X. Hey, from Anaheim. Hello.
Hi.
I feel like we don't do enough Disneyland stuff, and that is
I
unfortunate.
agree. Well, right now
I really
Disneyland's not
want to do more.
open.
Disneyland is not open right now, and that is a bummer.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, I definitely want to be able to get out to Disneyland at some point whenever it opens.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, well, thank you so much, Tracy. You're cute too. I appreciate that. I was just joking, but I do
That
appreciate
was
the
that was a
compliment.
sympathy comment, but it's
It
okay.
was, I know, and that's okay. There is one more that I want to talk about, and this is something that I did not know about. And again, I'm curious if it's still there and if it will be there after the pandemic is over. But apparently, there is archery lessons at Fort Wilderness.
That's cool. I've always wanted to do like archery stuff.
You know what? On this one, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to, in real time.
I feel like that would be really neat. I would enjoy that.
I think so too. And I mean, it could be a little more dangerous for the younger kids,
I'm
but
sure
I'm
they
sure that
take
they
precaution.
probably take precautions
Yeah.
for those people that want to actually do that.
Mm.
Let's see. There is the Fort Wilderness Archery Experience. Yeah, it looks like it's there. But yeah, I
Cool.
mean this could be something that's really cool for the Brave fans out there.
Mm-hmm.
Not the baseball team, but the movie
The Disney
Brave.
movie.
Yeah, the Disney movie.
Yeah, I really want to stay at Fort Wilderness at some point. I think it'd be really cool for our parents to bring their RV there and for us to stay there. And I think they have so much to do.
Yeah. Amy actually brought up a very cool idea. I wish they had axe throwing. That might be fun. Uh, there's a lot of places here in Houston that do that,
Hmm.
but
We
uh,
even have one in Beaumont.
do you?
I
I
so
did
I've
not know
been
about
told.
this.
I have no clue where it is, but I have been told we have one.
That it's in a back alley somewhere,
Yeah,
and it's a speakeasy axe throwing place.
maybe.
Very interesting. Okay, like I said, we could go on this list.
Hmm.
There's just so much that you can do, and a lot of it doesn't necessarily pertain to Disney. So if you're just looking to get a little bit of time outside of Disney without necessarily having to deal with the Disney characters and the Disney crowds, then there's definitely stuff to do outside of that. But that is for
Definitely.
a later episode, I believe.
Yes.
But as of right now, I think that's going to do it for us. Since we don't have Amanda, we had something else completely planned, but we didn't want to do that episode without her because I know
Yeah.
that she was very excited about it. Emily, we actually, whenever you couldn't join us, we actually had this idea
I
and we were supposed to
know.
do it then, but we could not because you were very excited about it. So we went
Yep.
ahead and skipped over it for the second time because of both of you. I mean, notice it's never about me. So
Well, hopefully we'll be able to do it next time we do our live show, which will be not next Thursday, but the Thursday after.
actually, I don't think
Oh
we're going to
no,
be able
it
to.
won't be. I forgot. Yes, that is
Yeah,
New Year's Eve.
that
So
that is something that I was going to bring up.
our
So,
next live show.
yeah, our next live show, which is not going to be in 2 weeks, we're going to skip an episode, but then we will be right back into it in the new year. And yeah, I think that's probably going to be our very first episode that we do, as long as everybody's here, because I think that's one that we definitely need everybody here for.
I think so too.
So watch out for that one. Yeah, I they call me Mr. Pockets, so just be prepared.
Should we say what the topic is to give people a
Sure, we
preview?
can. It's about what you have in your Disney backpacks. Like what's
Yeah,
in your Disney bag? What are you bringing into the parks?
right.
So that
And
one's
we
going to be a
thought
very
it
fun one.
Yeah, we thought it'd be cool from three different perspectives: a dad, a mom, and a person with no kids. So,
Yeah, for sure. So Slacker asked, how often do you guys stream? So we do every other week. We have the podcast, T3M podcast, the Three Musketeers, and we do that every other Thursday. And then we do the live streams on the other every other Thursday. So we're doing something every week uh, for each month, but typically it's offset. Sometimes if we have to reschedule, something happens, and that is just unfortunately something that does happen. But typically we are doing every Thursday for both the podcast and the live streams.
yeah.
So and the live streams are always at 9:30. So
Yep.
we might be a couple minutes late, like we were today, because I had set up the stream a little bit wrong, but we will be here at 9:30 ish.
9:30 our
So
time.
yes, 9:30 Central
Yes.
Standard Time. There you go. Since you're in Anaheim,
Yeah.
if that answers your question. Hopefully, I didn't ramble on too much. I felt like I was rambling. I
It's
apologize.
okay.
But yeah, I think that's going to do it for tonight. Yeah. So,
Yep.
Emily,
Have
you
a
got something
zippity
to
doo.
say?
I do. I was going to say it. Have a zippity doo day.
And since Amanda's not here, see you real soon.
Bye.